let's get to talking. Sit back and listen to BeefysBoxing.
Welcome to Beefy's Boxing, where we talk about the daily boxing news. I am no mastermind of the sport, just a big fan, hoping to build up a community and learn along the way, and I hope you join. Anyways, let's jump into today's video. Okay, so we need to finally talk about this now that it's still official. I kind of thought it was going to get canceled a few days ago whenever it was initially announced, but Janibek has been ordered to fight Sheeraz for the WBO super middleweight title. And the WBO, I think it was them that put out this statement. Prior to his suspension, Mr. Janibek, I can't say his last name, fully cooperated with the WBO investigative and administrative process. He submitted the relevant medical documentation and information in support of his defense. The committee considered that Mr. Janibek was a first-time offender and had otherwise impeccable personal and professional record, and had not previously failed an anti-doping test or violated WBO rules. And this has led Sheeraz to obviously, shit on the whole matchup. He's not happy about it. And him speaking about not being happy about it caused Janibek to respond. And there's just a lot of shit going on about this. During an interview, Sheeraz called the organization's handling of Janibek's a joke and corrupt. And the big argument that I agree with Sheeraz is that Janibek, he tested positive for a PED, and he's still serving that suspension while this has been announced. So he's still technically in trouble for it, and he's going to be rewarded for being popped for drugs. Anyways, after him saying that got a response from Janibek. So the response he put out on X says, "Why doesn't he just say, let's fight? This is a sport. If you call yourself a champion, then prove it. Step up, fight the best, and show everyone what you're really made of. Don't sit on a podcast whining and crying about it. Get in the ring and fight." It's going to be interesting how this actually plays out, how far it goes. Janibek, he's jumping up in weight. Sheeraz is naturally bigger and already established himself at super middleweight. Sheeraz has the size advantage. He's tall, he's long, he has power. Janibek's biggest strength is his pressure and southpaw positioning and body punching. He also has a little bit more technical prowess than Sheeraz at this moment, and could be harder to impose against someone considerably bigger than him. Janibek is being rewarded with a title shot despite moving up. Normally, a fighter moving into the division should establish himself against a contender first. Instead, he's potentially going straight into a championship fight, and the timing is completely questionable. Janibek was coming off a suspension following an adverse meldonium finding. I probably butchered, what it was actually called, that caused his planned Lara fight to fall apart. The WBO ultimately allowed him to retain his status and pursue the Sheeraz fight. Janibek already built a reputation as one of the best middleweights. Losing to a much larger Sheeraz could damage his standing considerably, whereas beating Sheeraz mainly proves that his skills translated upward in a higher division. But the biggest worry, the biggest issue, the biggest problem, red flag, whatever you want to call it, is just the whole PED situation. VADA found the banned substance in a sample collected back in November of 2025, and that caused his Lara fight to be cancelled, and the IBF stripped him of his titles. That shows one major sanctioning body viewed the violation as serious enough to remove his championship status. The WBO, they took a different approach. Janibek received a suspension, but the WBO initially allowed him to retain his championship title. He eventually vacated the WBO belt when moving to 168. Now he's been ordered to fight for the WBO middleweight title, and that's the part that can be understandably frustrating for a lot of other contenders. Instead of proving himself again after the suspension, he's immediately positioned to fight for another world title. It creates a bad precedent. Other fighters can reasonably ask, if you fail a drug test, serve your suspension and move up a division, and then immediately get a mandatory title opportunity, and it just looks especially unfair to fighters who stay clean and climb the ranks. A contender can spend years winning eliminators, building up rankings, only to see someone coming off a doping suspension jump ahead of them. It's really bullshit that they're allowing it. And just from sporting integrity, This criticism is very justifiable and understandable. Even if there is a legitimate medical explanation, Janibek should have definitely earned his way back to a world title fight and not just given this one immediately. And I'm reading the comments, everybody's saying that Sheeraz is going to suffer a loss to this guy and that he needs to stop crying. But the fact is, a drug cheat is being rewarded, and this is just a bad look. Kind of like how, Garcia lost and he got a shot. Connor Ben popped for PEDs, and now he's getting higher shots. It just doesn't make sense. There needs to be some kind of rework or punishment for this. Let me know your thoughts below. That's it for the video, guys. Remember, it's all about attitude. There is no progress without struggle, so stay in there. I've been your host, Mr. Beefy, and you all have been fantastic, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Sit back and listen to the beat.